For today's review, we're talking the Isles of Sea and Sky for an almost cascading effect of brain-melting Sokoban style puzzles. Our story begins with us awakening on a deserted island with no memory as to how we got there. But something mysterious is going on, and we're going to have to solve this by pushing a whole lot of boxes one tile space at a time. Isles of Sea and Sky kind of is a mix between a Sokoban style puzzle game and the progression and exploration of like an old school Legend of Zelda game. I love the art style and just the general aesthetic of this one. The structure is that each island is a collection of puzzles in of themselves. In order to make progress, you need to complete the puzzle and collect one of many different kinds of MacGuffins. Each one will give you some kind of progression or means of going forward. Green keys will be used to open up specific paths as well as kind of break certain green tile blocks. Each major island has an elemental crystal which will be used for something very important that I'll come back to in a minute. And stars at the beginning are your major progression. They are used to unlock additional areas of the island as well as paths in the open world itself. Yes, this is a puzzle game with an open world. Once you get past your kind of first mini island's worth of puzzles, you'll find an entire ocean of islands, puzzles, and mysteries to uncover. A very interesting aspect of this game is the puzzle design and logic. Yes, this is a Sokoban game. You're going to be pushing boxes one tile at a time. No pulling boxes, because that goes against the rules here. But what this game does is that many of the puzzles are set up as multiple puzzles using the same room itself. So what you end up doing is you'll begin a puzzle, you'll solve like a corner of the room, a certain section, and you'll use that to unlock a permanent shortcut. These are kind of the green blocks that have like an arrow facing a direction. Those boxes or tiles, once you break them, remain open forever. So then you can do the puzzle again, but focus on a different part of the room, unlocking a MacGuffin or further progression. And there are cases where you'll need to return to a room from a different side or from using a different item placement in order to solve an even larger puzzle. Each island also has kind of major puzzles hidden throughout that will kind of take you all across the island trying to uncover the clues and necessary resources you need to solve it. Now, the twist of this game is that there's even like a Metroidvania aspect to it. Besides finding items on each island that kind of grant you a new ability or a new puzzle mechanic going forward, the aforementioned elemental crystals are used to kind of awaken the different gods of each isle. When you do that, they will activate something on their respective island that creates a new mechanic. So the first island, or the first major island you go onto, you unlock these kind of golems that can now stand up, and you can push them, they can break boxes, they will jump gaps, and you guessed it, they're going to be used for more advanced puzzles and to do some of the puzzles you've already done in a different way with a new solution. And this game is really about its secrets. If you're someone who enjoy the multiple layers of puzzles of say something like a tunic or an animal well, then this game will feel right at home. There are secrets within puzzles, puzzles within secrets, multiple secrets within secrets, and many more. And each new island presents new mechanics, new rules, new unlockables. Now it's all still kept fairly self-contained. Your kind of basic progression items, the green keys and the stars, they will of course be persistent. So if you're having trouble with one island, you can go somewhere else, do a few kind of simpler puzzles, get keys, bring them back to the major island, and make kind of more progress along those lines. And the presentation of this one is really well done. Normally when we look at Sokoban and just general puzzle games, it's all again pretty much laid out as just, here's 100 stages of puzzles, go nuts. But the exploration angle here does open things up, that if you're stuck in a spot or you don't know what you're doing, just go to another area. If a puzzle looks too challenging or you're tired of a specific mechanic, you can go to a different island, get different rules, and kind of mix things up from there. Now with that said, Isles of Sea and Sky, I would definitely not say this is an easy or kind of casual puzzle game. This one can get very challenging and can be also quite tricky at times to know whether or not you have the necessary elements to solve a puzzle, or if you need to come back from a different way, unlock a different item, etc, etc. And you're going to get quite, I guess, involved in terms of exploring each island. So this one, I would highly recommend for anyone who loves Sokoban style puzzle games, and especially looking for one that is very approachable in its form and design. And as we've been seeing with kind of more later puzzle games, we looked at Gen 2 Rescue during Next Fest. I like that we're seeing puzzle games that present themselves really well. That again, it's not just throwing 80, 100, 500 puzzles at the player and saying just keep doing them. But it's about this idea of wanting to explore the world, wanting to look at more and more things, and being able to just uncover all these different layers of mechanics and secrets. So again, while this may not be the best game to teach you Sokoban, if you are a fan of this design looking for an incredibly well executed and exceptionally elevated take on it, then this comes with a very easy recommendation. And with that, we're going to wrap up our review here. This was played with a press key provided by the developer. You let me to play your brain melty or casually melting or just relaxing puzzle game or anything else in the future, please reach out, and I will see everyone for our next review. Thanks for watching, and a special thank you to our Patreon supporters. If you enjoyed the video, do the YouTubing stuff, be sure to visit our Discord and Patreon, and if you're interested in more of my thoughts on design, check out my game design books.